Hi, welcome to my podcast, A Happy Hacker with Ambition. Today is Sunday, and you can probably tell from what I'm actually doing at the moment is that probably a bit off mic. There we go. Should be alright in a minute. I'm just sorting everything out. Oh gosh, what a day. So I thought yesterday, Saturday, it's the storm that's hit most of the UK, but mainly up in Scotland, the northeast of England. Well, as you know, I'm in the east of England, and there's no way you can class it as north, but it is in the east. I'm just trying to work out where I'm going to put this microphone, so hopefully it won't sound weird. Anyway, I'm now going to zip this up because I want to keep as warm as possible. Blueberry, what are you doing? Blueberry's got out of the car to investigate what we're doing. Everything's... Anyway, so, as I said, yesterday it absolutely hoolied it down with rain. It was horrible. And Laura and I went off to watch some of the show jumping at Forest Edge. You can learn so much from just watching other people, and it was brilliant. It's a very, very good rider. He comes in. It's a difficult horse that he's riding, but he rides it so beautifully, and it's such an excellent demonstration of riding leg into hand. It's just awesome how he rides, and I it's just really nice to watch it, yeah, I really enjoyed doing that. As you can gather from what the noise is out here, I'm poo picking. What I'm actually doing is tidying up. So the girls have got, as you know, I've got a stable and a field shelter, big field shelter on the other side, joined together, that Dean built for me last year, because Indy obviously has to be in quite a bit, and we did it so that both girls could get into the shelter during the night if they wanted to. It's big enough to do that, and although I have put some hay in here, I've got rubber matting down, and they're right, it's only Tia who's been in. Anyway, Tia is a little tinker, and she stands and positions herself right in front of the entrance, and Eek, being meeker of the group, Blueberry, do you want to go in? She's just sitting. It's snowing here. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And it's not normally this... Well, I don't know. Sometimes we get bad weather like this early on in the season. But I think all horse owners will be going, oh. And all of you that rushed out and bought horses during lockdown, yo-ho, welcome to the winter. I wonder how many of you will still be doing it at the end of the winter. And it's hard work, and you can't not do it. So yeah, Blueberry's just sitting in the oh no, now she's having a little wander. Anyway, so it's all been rather interesting. So I'm just trying to tidy up and work out how I can encourage Eek to push past Tia in the mornings to in the evenings to get in. And I'd put some hay. Oh, and Indy has just tipped out all of Pixie's hay. Don't you just love horses? Why? Nice and tidy, in a tub, and there she goes and knocks it all out. Despair, really. That's me sighing. Right, what I've also got here, that's me. I was going to carry on tidying up, but what I'm actually going to do now is I've got another rubber mat down here, and the girls that is Indy and Pixie have made a bit of a mess by the stable. So I'm going to put this rubber mat, if I can move it. I should be so fit and so strong, but I'm so not. Anyway, and I've said to Laura that she probably needs 2 more mud mats where she is. Now I've got to get through the electric fencing. It's all good fun, this, isn't it? What I'm actually doing, I've taken it out of my little trailer, like Dean repaired last year for me. Oh gosh, tripping over the metal fence rods. And I'm now going to bung it in front. I'm going to bung it on top of the bit that Pixie's been on, which should save that bit of field in my ideas. Oh, and I'm now wet and muddy. Oh, it's really snowing. The only good thing about this is it's not settling, so it's just making a nice muddy mess. So I'm now going to put this just here, so that should... Hi Pix! Now Pix is in the stable. You've got hay in there, darling. And I'm just going to get this hay again, put it back where it was, and leave that. Right, that's done that. Oh, I'm going to put my hood up now. Yeah, so I've done that. That's a major achievement. That's good. And then I've got to poo pick, muck out. Don't think I'll be riding today. Didn't ride yesterday because it was Indy came when Laura was lunging the lovely Bally, and my horses just let the tide down. They were cantering about, they were being really naughty, and caused quite a lot of issues. So Indy was galloping around, but Bally just ignored them and got on with the job she was being asked to do, like a lovely pony that she is. And they all, gosh, I wonder if you can hear this. Actually, I said it wasn't settling. It's now settling. Anyway, so she did that, and we think that she probably twisted something. She just came in sort of 0.5 lame on her left hand, her left leg, front leg, which is her susceptible for any kind of injury leg. Oh my goodness, it's coming down in shed loads. I might have to see if I can find Blueberry. And yeah, she hurt herself, so we decided just to give her a little bit of a rest. She came sound, I lunged her, and then she went slightly off again, so we lunged her again. Now I need to check with Laura, because bless her, Laura turns her out and puts Pixie in, and then I muck out. Either I chuck Pixie back out for however long it takes me to muck out, or I muck out round her. And today I think I'm going to have to muck out round her, because it's just coming down and it is definitely settling. Eke and Tia are making their way back up to the shelter with their heads down, but still eating. So, gosh, I'm going to have to take some pictures so everybody can see. I'll put up a little video on my Instagram page. But it is bad. I wonder where Blueberry is. I might have to give her a call. Yeah, so she came in a little lame, and she's still out with a muzzle on, so she's getting restricted grazing. But obviously we've had a cold snap. Now she doesn't go out before the frost has come off most of the grass, but it's very long grass that we're eating, so she should be fine. But yeah, so she was a little bit lame. Then she became sound, and then she went a little bit lame again. I've also got to realise that when I'm warming her up, when I'm riding her, I need to spend I need to find the right warm-up routine for her, because there's no point hanging about with Indy. You've got to get on and get going. So I'm wondering whether I do more warm-up, but then you can't do that on a show, lunging. I think Bluebee wants to go in. I'm just going to go and let her in the car, because she's not the most waterproof dog. She's not like a lab or a collie. And oh no, she seems quite happy. Oh, she's covered in snow. Bluebee, do you want to go in? Yeah, she knows what that means. She just turned around and run towards the car. Yeah, I'll go in. So, yeah, so I've just got to kind of work out how to manage that. It's the first time she's gone lame for absolutely ages. No, there wasn't any heat in the hoof. There's no digital pulse, so all the horror stories I can get out have gone. Booby, do you want to come in? Oh, just see if she'll probably come in for a treat. She's come and sitting by the door. No, I'm not sure that we haven't still got a mouse, but we'll see. Yeah, there she is. So, oh, excuse me, sniffing. Oh, that's quite a bit, but you can have that. Just going to shut her in. Oh dear. There's a very watery sun trying to get through. Eek is looking out the bowls. Yeah, again, tears. Pushed her off her food, but she did get most of it. Yesterday I put her in the bit on her own, but this morning she didn't want to come round to that bit, so I just thought, right, put up with it. Fed Indy. Indy was getting Indy's in trouble. She didn't stand still to have her rug changed. She's a bit of a fidgety bum, Laura said, so she got told off. So we're all in trouble. I didn't ask whether she sprayed her feet, so what I've been doing is picking her feet out every day and spraying them, just in case there is an issue on her foot. So I've been doing that. And yesterday, day before yesterday, Laura and I both did it. So I picked her feet out, sprayed her feet, and Laura had already done it. And I said, well, I thought about it, because it did look, you know, you could see the green spray. But you couldn't really, it looked like it's I would have done from the day before, so I thought that would be it. Gosh, excuse me, I'm sniffing. That's really unpleasant. So yeah, she got double dose that day, and I haven't checked to see if Laura's actually done it today, because that will be the next thing, that both of us would ignore the other one, think the other one's done it, and left it. So that's not good, is it? I've just poo-picked in front of the stable, where obviously Eek stood all night. The girls come up to the other side where there's hedge line and the stable side, which gives them quite a lot of shelter. And they did go in. We put them in at 4 o'clock last night. It was pouring with rain. It was blowing a hoolie, and it was just very unpleasant. So what I'm doing now I do have to move their water buckets, because when Laura puts hers in, she needs the little water bowser that I use during the summer, and we share the big water bowser, which is massive, but we put it in Laura's field because it's easier to get to, and also every time we go fill it up we think, oh, is it going to be all right? So and then what we do is we put my water by the side of the fence, and with the water I can't think of the right name, pipe really, it goes through, and it goes through, and it's really easy to do, and it makes life a lot easier. Yeah, somebody is standing behind the shelter. It's a good idea, I think. No, it's not a good idea. It's windy. I think if you stood, I'd stand here, which is the other side of the shelter. So I'm going to move the stuff that I've got here, maybe because I've got like bits of equipment. That's why they're probably not standing there. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put a hay net up as well, I think. So they've got, gosh, I'm sniffing away. I do apologise, but it's just horrible. It's horrid out here. And as every horse owner knows that's been through a winter or two, it's lovely. I don't mind the snow for a day. I just don't want it to be really staying for a long time. I don't want it to lay really. I just want it to like, oh, pretty and gone. Because it just leaves, it's not that, it's when it thaws, it leaves all the mud. And if you start the winter off, and we're so early in the winter season with mud, and we don't have mud like people have mud. I mean, Laura and I go, oh, we've got mud. We've got nothing like the mud people have. I mean, we really don't. We just look a little bit muddy. But some people are up to their knees already. And I know that sounds dramatic, but if you actually see some of it, you think, crikey. It just makes what is already, quite a time-consuming job into a bigger job. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing I've done the top part of the field, poo-picked it. I'm now going to do the next quarter, and the quarter furthest away, which is nearest to the winter fields, I'll catch up this evening when I poo-pick this evening, because they tend to move to that in the later part of the day, because normally they get the last of the sunshine there. I don't think we're going to see any sunshine today. So yesterday, as I said, Lucy had a lesson with Laura and Donnie, and the end of the lesson, oh gosh, she rode, they were so good. That little pony was moving beautifully. Lucy was riding really nicely, really elegantly. It was a pleasing picture. And it chucked it down with rain. And Donnie was like, I don't want to do any work. But he did work, and he looked beautiful. And it's a credit to them both of how they persevered and carried on. But by that time, everybody was soaking wet, and we decided we wouldn't ride. I think this is when you sit there and go, oh, if you had an indoor school, would you still ride? I doubt it. So I take my hat off to the people that took part in the show jumping, because the warm-up is outside of Forest Edge, and normally, who cares? Normally it doesn't matter. But it was horizontal, the rain, and yesterday, a bit like it is now. Yeah, how did I miss that poo? Well, I missed one anyway, so I've missed two. I've missed three. Oh, obviously not paying attention. And it was great to watch, and as I said, really good to watch this chap that rides. Also, all of them, there's some lovely riders out there. And you learn so much. You could really learn, it's just good to learn. I would recommend it. I know lots of riders say go out and watch, and it does make a lot of sense. And on a day like that yesterday, when we'd done all the horsey jobs, it was a good thing. Also got me out doing a bit of housework. Something else I can't care. So we did that. And the plan is to take part in a little dressage to music next week in aid of pancreatic cancer, which is a cancer that strikes, and generally by the time you know you've got it, it's really difficult. So I'm going to do that. If the weather is like this and we decide not to go, or if Indy is still not sound, I will just donate the money that I would have done for the competition to the fund and go along and support them. I may be a bit of a wuss about towing in bad weather, but I just don't see the point. Also, if you've got to warm up and it's hailing and sleeting outside, who really wants to do that? I mean, really? Do you really want to do that? Yeah, it's not me. Perhaps I've become a fair weather rider as I've got older. I mean, I have to be honest. If it's not snowing or raining when you're getting ready and you get on and you go and then it happens, you just get on with it. But I'm like, at the moment, I'm not that keen. But it has got cold very quickly, and we're not used to it. The weather forecast says that midweek it's going to be warm again, which is going to confuse the horses all over again. And I've just been moving all my heavy duty rugs. Tia's in a heavyweight now and nice and dry. Eek in a little 150 gram rug actually. And normally, only because her rain sheet got soaked, and I just thought it was nice, and I've just checked it. She's lovely and dry underneath. So considering she stood out in all that hail and rain last night, it was really good. Gosh, and I didn't poo pick the pony pen last night. So I've got to catch up with that as well. It's loads of poo everywhere. And so it always means that you should just get on and do your jobs every day. Got all my tack in the house at the moment so that I can clean it all. I've ordered some new reins for Indy. Just now got to find a nice little bridle for her in brown, and then I'll be matching brown bridle, brown saddle, which, you know, really you should have match. I don't know. Doesn't really bother me that much. It bothers a lot of other people. So the idea is, yes, to do this dressage to music. And what they've actually decided to do is a lot of people are going to choose their favourite music and do their favourite dressage test. So there's a lot of people doing an intro C, but for Indy, if I do it, normally I'd be doing a prelim, but I just think, or a novice, I really want to do a novice with her, but I'm just going to do an intro because it'll be the first time out since the 3-day event, I think. Yeah, I think it will be. So I'm not going to push my luck. So I'm going to do that, and what I've decided to do is the one that suits Indy because it's moving all the time. And the reason I don't think people use it that much because it's a test that moves all the time. I think to judge, it must be a really difficult one to judge. I'm going to do intro B, and I'm going to use a song from, just trying to think. Gosh, I'm sorry, it's really raining, snowing heavily now. It's horrible. I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to get on with my work and stop wittering so I can get on with it. I'm just going to go and stand under the shelter for a minute. And I will continue this later in the week. So if the weather is right, I'll be out riding. Got to ride Iki because we've got barrel racing next week. Week after. Got some barrel racing. So I want to do that. Pixie's really happy being in the stable. You are happy in the stable, aren't you? Yes, yeah, I'm fine. So what I'm going to do is call it a day at the moment with you, so I can get on and do my work and stop sniffing, and do a part 2 of this and post this later in the week than normal. So I am the Happy Hacker. Thank you so much for listening. Like and share, and hopefully you will hear part 2 of this. So I'm sorry it is going to get posted out later this week, but I will post by Wednesday, hopefully. And thank you very much for listening. Hi, welcome to my podcast, The Happy Hacker with Ambition. Part 2, just getting in the car actually, just fiddling yet again with my microphone, which is becoming a bit of the norm at the moment. You can sit down, Blueberry. Sit. So, just turn the radio off. I have just a bit much later today. Today is it Tuesday? Was it Wednesday? I don't know what day of the week it is, but it's the 30th of November. I know that. I know it's the 30th. Not been a great day in lots of ways for home. Unfortunately, my husband's quite poorly, so it's been a bit of stress trying to get a GP to see him. I love the message on their answer phone service. It says, hello, yes we are providing face-to-face consultations, telephone conversations and online consultations. But hey, you can't ever get anyone, and you can't make your mind up which way you want to, whether you want to have face-to-face consultation or not. They decide for you, which I think is just like marvellous. Great, thank you. So yeah, so we sorted that out, which meant I was very late coming down here because he couldn't be left because he was very poorly. And lovely Laura, who was awesome, put Tony's out. And this is a good thing about having horses that are out. You know they've got grazing, you know they've got food, so they're not that reliant on you on that stage of it, so it was great. So I've been down CRAF, just trying to catch up with it, and also as I've said earlier on in this podcast, part 1 Sunday, was it Saturday? Can't remember. I said about the should put my seatbelt on, about Indy being slightly lame. And he also decided that, you know, why would both the horses that I can ride, why would they both not want to be sound? So they were both slightly unsound. So I couldn't enter the dressages for today, and they were sorting out the hours, so I can't do that at the weekend. But I am going to go along and support and donate some money and just cheer everybody on, because it is nice to see that. So that is what I'm going to do. But we have now, Laura came down and she lunged Bally, and then she sat on Bally, and she is so good, that pony. She was so good, but she was on Wednesday, but really sweet. And then I went and got Indy and did all the spraying of her feet and everything like I meant to do to keep them all right, and lunged Indy, and I would say that she is okay. Practicing the circles with her in canter, because her canter is it's like the wall of death. It's always been really funny. Walk and trot, absolutely awesome, but canter has always been absolutely hysterical on Eek. So we will do that, see how that goes, and then I will practice some barrel racing techniques with her. So I've got some little posts up to go round them. We've got 2 barrels that were barrel jumps, but they are quite rusty, but I'm not sure whether we'll be able to move them into the field or not, and I'll see what Laura thinks, but I do need to move those. So we've got that as well. So it was quite a good time down at the stables, wasn't it, Blueberry? Yeah, Blueberry thinks it was a good time too. I moved 4 bales of hay down, so I've got some hay for, really it's for Indy only, because the others don't really eat it. Pixie picks at it when she's in. Oh yeah, Pixie did a massive, brilliant, I don't know what she did, but she managed to get her muzzle stuck, or part of the muzzle bit stuck in the mouth. How she did it, I do not know, because I put a new strap on it yesterday when I turned her out last night, and I turned her out in there because I'd moved the fence post so she had some new grass, and I thought, you're going to have your muzzle on for that. So yeah, do you know what, didn't work. So we put another new strap on it tonight, and we'll see how that works. Nobody else gets into a mischief apart from Pixie, so there you go, that's just typical. Laura is working tonight, and I went to her, I can't believe it, your 5 nights off have already come to an end. Come on, you've got a big 4x4. I love it, it's driving straight at me. I'm sitting there going, but you've got a massive 4x4. It's the chute, I think. Yeah, it's the chute. So it's probably the guns, I think. I don't know, heading home, you see it's all coming along. So my idea is I will lunch everybody tomorrow, ride Eeky tomorrow, and then I will get on Indy on Thursday, and we will take it from there. I'm probably, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, and I might try and look in to do something with her, and just to, you know, we're getting somewhere now. She seems to be going, do need to clip her though, but as ever, everything with Indy is never straightforward. So Indy's terrified of the clippers, so we have some gel from the vets, and we are going to try it with the gel, and if she's still terrified because she's so frightened, I don't know what's happened to her, because you know, she's not actually come from a harsh old home anywhere. She's kind of come from people that really loved her, that she's stomped all over. So I don't really understand what that is about. But I need to do like a high trace on her, so that her belly, because she's got such a thick coat, she's like Eek, she grows a massive coat. I need to clip Eek as well, because Eek was, but I can re-clip Eek myself. I can take her up to the top and clip her out. But obviously I can only do that when it's not raining or snowing or sleeting, so because I don't have little battery power pack, mine is my clippers work from the mains, so I have to do that. So that's my plan, and I will let you know how it goes, because barrel racing is the week after next, I think, or is it the 19th? It's either the 9th or the 19th. There's 2 things happening, the 9th of January or the 19th of January, or the 9th of November, December even. Gosh, where has this year gone? And that. But anyway, so let's get on that. So as usual, spending time with my ponies and my puppy, who's very cute. I feel a lot better. So all I've got to do when I go back is put the new bedding down for Indy, and just check, we've had to cover the chickens up, and I had to build a makeshift cover shelter. We have beautiful honeysuckle that my mum planted at the front garden, and it's just died. Well, it's not died, it's just been knocked over in the wind. So we've done that. Anyway, I am the Happy Hacker. Thank you very much for listening. I know this bit is a bit short and sweet on it, but I said I'd do a quick update. The good news is that both girls, well, Ig especially is not lame. Indy is like 0.2% lame. So, well, not even that. I would say that Indy now is not lame. Yeah, actually, if you've seen her cantering around the trot, she wasn't lame in trot. She wasn't lame in walk. I thought she was when I first got her out, but then she started to really move really nicely. She was fine. So it's I've got her on a new joint supplement as well, which I've just started to introduce her, Ig and Tia all on it, just to see how that goes. But anyway, I'll let you know how it is, and if it is, I shall mention the name of the product. I'm quite pleased because they also do calming cookies for riders, which may be something I need. I don't know. Anyway, I am the Happy Hacker. Thank you ever so much for listening. Happy Hacker with Ambition, that's me. You'll find me on YouTube under Steffi de Bootman. You'll find me on Instagram under Steffi, and you will, if you wouldn't mind, please liking, sharing and commenting, and press the subscribe button on YouTube. I'd be really grateful. Thank you.